So in the comment section of one of my YouTube videos, I made a comment that I like the BRZ, but that I don't love it. And a lot of people have been asking me, why don't you love it? I mean, there's so much hype around this car that, I mean, there's so many good reviews. So whenever I say I don't love this car, what exactly does that mean? Why am I saying that? Well, first let me tell you about the things that I like about the car and the reasons why I bought the car. I bought the car because I wanted something that was lightweight, very nimble and sharp, you know, something that was very tossable and fun to drive ultimately, but something that I could enjoy in an everyday kind of scenario, something that, you know, I could, you know, enjoy no matter how, you know, fast I was going or how slow I was going, where I was at, no matter what, you know, I'd be having fun in the car. And so those are the reasons why I like the car. And during the test drive, you know, I really felt that was the case, and I still do agree. This is a very lightweight, very nimble, sharp handling car. It's an amazing backroad scalpel. If you want a scalpel, this is the car. I mean, this car is incredibly sharp, and it's a ton of fun to drive. But, and there's a big but there. A little tail slide for you guys. The but is, this car doesn't have any drama to it. So, I mean, you know, you can take it up to redline, and that's kind of fun, you know. I mean, even though you're not going very fast, it's only 200 horsepower, but it's not practical. When can you redline a car? I mean, this car is just fast enough that you can still get in trouble with it. I mean, if you want to, you know, lose your license and you don't give a crap about, you know, the safety of others, you can be on public roads and have a blast in this car. You can drift around every corner and have fun. But if you're being a safe, you know, responsible person, this car is too fast and too capable that you can't approach its limits. And I think the Subaru engineers were actually worried about that because they put these crappy 215 wide Grand Touring tires on it that really aren't good tires at all. I mean, people have said, well, you know, that's why it doesn't handle, you know, it can handle even better with good tires. But even with crappy tires, you know, the engineers wanted to add drama. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to make tires that didn't grip very well so you could get it sideways easily. And even still with these crappy tires, there's not very much drama there. I mean, yeah, sure, like any other rear-wheel drive car, I mean, you pop the clutch or whatever, you can get the wheels spinning and get the back end out. But in everyday driving, it's still, this car is just too good. And I mean, you've heard Jeremy Clarkson say that a little bit, you know, here and there, that, you know, if a car is too good, it's actually bad. And that's kind of the way I feel with this car. It's so good and it's such a capable handler that it's kind of bad because you can't appreciate that in your daily routine. I mean, you know, when am I going to be able to corner at 1G going around a corner, you know, in traffic? You can't do it. And there's no drama whenever the car's just going still. I mean, I'm cruising right now at 35 miles per hour, you know, doing the speed limit, just cruising, you know, on a back road here, and there's no drama to it. I could be driving a Subaru Impreza or a Kia or whatever and get about the same driving experience. I mean, yes, the seats are a lot more grippy and supportive. The steering is extremely sharp. I'm sitting nice and low in the car, and, you know, it's a great view out. It's just, it's a fun driving experience, but it's nothing special. There's nothing unique, and that's one of the problems with this car, is that it has no soul to it. There's no personality to it. You know, there's cars that I've driven. I worked at a dealership for a few years, and I'd have cars that would grow on me with the first drive down the street. Instantly, I would love it. And this car, there's really not a whole lot of personality, which is something I was worried about with the GTR, because I considered a GTR for a little bit, but I was worried it wouldn't have any personality, it wouldn't have any soul, because it's so good, it's so sharp, it does every single thing you want it to do. And I mean, these are all good traits, but they just kind of give you a soulless personality. I mean, that's what some people have complained about the new McLaren, is that, yeah, it might be as fast or even faster than the Ferrari, but the Ferrari with its, you know, its snarling, loud sounds, the drama and stuff, that's why Lamborghini chose not to do dual clutch. They chose a single clutch, you know, transmission for the Aventador, because they wanted the drama of banging into gears, and all that stuff adds driving excitement. And although that might not be the fastest way to change gears, it's the most exciting. And that's what I was looking for. I'm not looking for the fastest car on the road. I'm not looking to be a drag racer. I'm looking for driving fun and driving excitement. And that's the thing that this car is kind of missing. It's just, it's too good, like I've said, and it's just kind of put me in a dilemma, because I love the new Mustangs, the 2013 Mustangs, and I mean, you know, I don't want to be the stereotypical American that I just want to go fast in a straight line and do burnouts and stuff, because that's not what it is. I appreciate this car for what it does, but like I said, you can't enjoy that every day. You can't push this car to its limits safely, you know, in traffic and stuff. And I mean, you know, some people might say, well, just save it for the track day. But unless you want to spend a couple $100 going to a track day every weekend, I mean, I want a car that's still enjoyable to drive. And I mean, that's why I've been kind of cross-shopping between this and the Mustang, and I still am considering a Mustang because, you know, with the Mustang, there's always drama. Some of you that have been longtime fans of Top Gear might remember Richard Hammond's review of the 2005 Mustang whenever they first went with the retro styling. And with that car, he said it has drama. I mean, you stomp on the pedal and it snarls and growls at you, and it's an everyday, you know, everything's special. Just driving to the grocery store is an event in that car. Mustangs just have that drama and that personality and character to them. And even Chris Lago, in his review, you know, on the Motor Trend channel, he said, you know, this car, it wasn't that good. You know, the transmission didn't shift very well. You know, it's a big, heavy car. You can feel that. You know, it rolls around in corners a bit and stuff. But it's still, by the end of the video, he said he started loving the car. And that's the thing, that it's that special X factor that it's kind of hard to put into words or put into numbers. You can't you know, mix this on paper with other cars. It's just that special factor, that it thing that this car doesn't seem to have. It just doesn't have it. And cars like the Mustang and stuff like that seem that they do. I mean, they have that drama. I've driven 2 Mustangs before, and I mean, there's other cars I've driven that have had that kind of personality. And this car is just, like I said, it's too sharp, it's too calculated, it's too predictable. That's another thing. It's the predictability of this car. The predictability is just, you always know what this is going to do. There's no surprises, there's no excitement because of that. Because if there's no challenge for the driver, there's no, you know, level of, oh crap, you know, making sure that you actually have control of the car. It's a little bit too easy to drive this car fast, and that's one thing that they've said about the GTR. All the computers and stuff in that car make it so easy. You can drive so fast in that car, but you don't have to be that good of a driver. And so it really doesn't challenge the driver that much. And you know, that's something that I think this car does too. It's just so capable, it doesn't challenge the driver. It's an incredible experience because you're so connected. The steering is sharp, everything in the car is extremely sharp and precise. It does exactly what you want it to do. You can really, you know, go crazy with this car, and it's still very safe, and it is very confidence inspiring, which is something that isn't, you know, it's good, but it's not exciting. You know, I mean, you can have a really good meal every single day at the same restaurant, and you know, that's all fine and good. You're always being pleased and it's always great, but there's no, you know, level of excitement there. It's always the same. It's boring and ho-hum, and I've kind of gotten bored with this car already. I have almost 3,000 miles on it. A lot of those are highway miles, but I've just gotten kind of bored with this car. And you know, that doesn't mean I'm totally giving up on it. As I've said multiple times on forums and stuff like that, I'm optimistic that, you know, with an exhaust system, intake, stuff like that, that'll add a little bit more drama to it and theatricality because of the, you know, increased noises and all the cool sounds that it'll make. And I'm also hoping, you know, I'm going to find a supercharger kit that works really well for this car. And I want to, you know, do a supercharger because I know with the original Mini Cooper, that car was a fun car. It handled great, but it didn't have the power to really make it exciting. And I feel like this is the same way, and so Mini introduced the Cooper S. I know Subaru said they have no plans of doing a turbo version of this car, but the aftermarket companies are doing turbos and superchargers. I think being an NA car, this car has really good throttle response, and that's one thing I do enjoy about the car a lot. And with a turbo, you're always gonna have a little bit of turbo lag, and that does give you some excitement, but it's also, you know, it gives you that lag as well. So I think I want to go with a supercharger for this car. I always have the Legacy. I can enjoy the turbo in that if I ever want to, but I think I'm going to want to do a supercharger in this car. And so I'm hoping after the supercharger, all the exhaust, intake, all that stuff, that this car will really be something that's a handful, you know, because then if you have two 15-section tires and a car that has, you know, 300 horsepower or something close to that, that's going to be a little bit more of a handful. That'll be a little bit more of a driver challenge and something that'll keep me on my toes a little more. But as this sits right now, not much of a challenge, not much excitement, not much drama. You know, so we'll see. I mean, it's going to be tough. I really don't want to give up hope in the BRZ because I think this is a phenomenal platform and it's an amazing car. But at the same time, Mustang's really tempting as well. So that's my little spiel on why I don't love the BRZ yet. Yet is the key word. I might fall in love with it. You know, I don't know. I can't predict the future, but as of right now, I'm not in love with it. I do like it, but I don't love it. So let me know in the comments, what do you think? You think I should just go and get a 2013 Mustang GT, or you think I should keep the BRZ, mod it, and not give up hope on it? So let me know what you think.